Hey guys, welcome back to another story with Rory, the news hour. How are you all doing tonight? I hope great. Me too. I have a great story for you. It is about a Bigfoot sighting, possible Bigfoot sighting, a sighting of something that's got glowing eyes, apparently. Let's see here, the 28th, like 2 weeks ago. Teens spot Bigfoot-like creature with glowing eyes at U.S. forest, and then they call the cops. So some kids went camping, spotted something, a creature with glowing eyes, called the cops, said it was Bigfoot. Was it Bigfoot? We don't know. Do they have a picture? If so, I'd really like to see it. I did not see it on the news article. You know, big whoop on that. Not shocked. Um, Anywho, a group of teenagers were camping in the forest of the Louisiana. I guess it's called the Kisatchie Forest, the U.S. Kisatchie Forest in Louisiana. Um, the group of they were high school graduates that were camping there, and is about 100 miles north of Baton Rouge. When they reported this encounter, after the teenagers set up their camp. Let's see here. One member called 911 scared and requested assistance because they heard a growl and saw what appeared to be an animal that had glowing eyes and that stood about 5 feet tall. Definitely not an adult Bigfoot. If that was a Bigfoot at all, it was probably a juvenile. And it was probably just wondering what those kids were doing. It's probably just curious. This incident happened around 9:20 in the evening on June 28th. There were two police officers that were assigned to the call. They responded to the scene and walked towards the teenagers' campsite, keeping an eye out for Bigfoot, by the way. Let's not forget that. At this point, the group of teenagers whistled until the officers could basically find where they were at. And then the officers found that the kids were unharmed and escorted them out of the forest. They were also unable to locate any kind of weird activity involving a growl, glowing eyes, anything like that. Any kind of creature, critter, whatever you want to call it. They didn't have any of that. According to the New York Post, and this is all from, this was posted on the India Today 2 days ago. The New York Post, according to that, this is not the first Bigfoot sighting in the Kisatchie National Forest. In 2019, two self-proclaimed Bigfoot researchers claimed that they had a visual and audio of the Bigfoot existence in that dense 600,000 square foot or 600,000 acre forest, which is like super crazy. That's huge. That's like ginormous. I mean, just 100 acres is like, that's a pretty good vast area, but 600,000, that's over 500,000. That's wild. Yeah. So these kids saw something, evidently, got scared, called the cops, and apparently this isn't the first time this has happened. So pretty crazy. Every report that I get where someone sees Bigfoot at night, they see red glowing eyes. And there was a story of another encounter. It was a guy on a different podcast, but anyways, he said that he saw two red glowing embers and he thought it was like two guys smoking. and that they had cigarettes in their mouths. And he told them to come out, and whatever he was looking at just didn't answer him. And so he's like, "What the heck?" And just kind of sat there and stared at the two guys smoking, at least what he thought was two guys smoking, and come to realize that that was actually just some kind of creature, and those were eyes, and they weren't cigarette embers, and there weren't two guys smoking at all, because the creature actually came out of or behind the tree and proceeded to come towards the gentleman that was telling the story. And man, I tell you what, that's one heck of a story. I forgot the name of the podcast, but it's called Terror in the South, or Terror in the something. I don't know, Kentucky, Tennessee, somewhere over there. But that was an interesting story. Really makes you wonder what those guys did see that night. But yeah, I mean, this isn't the day and age where you can like just go camping anymore without saying something weird, you know? And if you guys have a story where you've seen glowing eyes of something out in the woods that definitely was not something you recognized, and you want to talk about it, or you got a story about it, hit me up on astorywithrory@gmail.com. Email me, and I will be happy to read it. So, let me see if I can find anything else about this. Let me see. I did see something about Bigfoot being caught on some drone, but I haven't seen that footage yet. I haven't seen what that was. But they said it was like the best drone footage of Bigfoot so far. There was one. It was on Facebook. It was a back shot of Bigfoot. I don't know if you guys have all seen that, but it was big. It was like some kind of hairy creature standing on two legs with its arms and hands came all the way down to like below its knees. And that was an interesting picture. I don't know if it was a video or if it was a picture, but it was pretty wild. I was like, you know, when a bear stands up on its back legs, it almost looked like that, but the arms and the hands were just super long, and bears just don't have that. So, I mean, that kind of eliminates that one for sure. But yeah, if you have a Bigfoot story and you would like to share it, I mean, whether you saw glowing eyes or didn't see glowing eyes, if you just, you know, have something that you want to just, I don't know, put out there, feel free to give me an email at astorywithrory@gmail.com. And yeah, I will definitely be happy to go over that and read it. But so yeah, I guess these kids just graduated high school, and you know, they were probably looking to go camp and let off some steam, what have you, and got a different hand that they were dealt that night. So I'm sure they will definitely think twice about going before camping in the woods. At least bring in some kind of, you know, firearm protection, something, because you just never know what you're going to encounter when you go camping, whether it's an animal, whether it's, you know, some, you know, weird person or whatever. You just never know. So better to be safe than sorry. But that is our story tonight, and concludes A Story with Rory News Hour. So thanks for joining in. I appreciate you guys. Until then, thanks for watching A Story with Rory, and we're out.